My roommate kept having intimacy while I was still in the room, so I got him expelled. Even though I did technically get my revenge on this a-hole, I'm still furious about the whole situation. I'm an 18-year-old college student and I was just starting my freshman year when all this happened. I've never had many friends, I've always found it hard to connect with people, but at this point in my life, I just don't care to. Just a month into college I could tell that all the guys and girls here were the same, and no one was really worth my time. It was a shame. I expected college to be different, but everywhere I looked I saw trashy idiots who only cared about partying. I shared a dorm with a guy named Kyle. He was a stereotypical Chad type. To be fair, he was always pretty nice to me and would even buy me food sometimes when I was studying for a long time, but that didn't change the fact that he was a typical Chad who only cared about hooking up with girls. I know this because he was constantly bringing girls back to our shared dorm. It was only 2 months into the semester the first time he brought a girl back overnight. It was disgusting. In the middle of the night I could literally hear them having intimacy a couple of feet away from me. I wanted to jump up right then and yell at them, but I was so embarrassed, so I just pretended to be asleep. Anyway, this went on. Kyle would be nice to my face but kept bringing girls back. He did the same thing every time. They would wait for me to fall asleep and then start hooking up. I felt like I was in hell, and by the third girl, I had effing had it with him and his WH-Rees. I bought a night vision camera on Amazon and hid it in our room. Sure enough, after a couple of days, Kyle brought another one of his dumb bitches home, and there they were, effing in front of me and the camera. I rewatched the footage the next day and I was so grossed out. It was hot that night and they didn't even cover themselves with a blanket. You could see everything on the footage. I decided to take the evidence to the dean's office the next day. I wanted Kyle gone as well as a private dorm, so I didn't want to sugarcoat my complaint. I played the video on my laptop for the dean as I explained the situation to him. His face twisted in disgust and he shut my laptop after a couple of seconds. He listened to me for another minute before interrupting me and saying he understood my frustration, and what my roommate had been doing was wrong, but I had screwed up too. My roommate kept having intimacy while I was still in the room, so I got him expelled. The dean then explained to me that recording other students was against the college rules. I tried telling him that I needed proof before I came to him to complain, but he said that he would have believed me without all this and it would have been an easy fix. I was happy when he mentioned this, since I thought the next thing he was going to say was that he would kick Kyle out of my dorm, but his response crushed me. He rubbed his forehead as he told me that my actions had gone over the line, and on top of breaking school rules I had also apparently broken the law. He then dropped the bomb on me that he would indeed be expelling Kyle since he broke the college's rules as well, but that I was also being expelled for my retaliation. I was livid. I raised my voice at him and accused him of punishing me for being a victim. He had me removed by security and they escorted me to my dorm so I could pack my stuff. It was the most jarring, unfair up thing that ever happened to me, and it was all Kyle's fault along with all of those dumb effing slutty beaches. The only good thing out of all of this was that I got to take Kyle down with me, I guess. But I was still left with so much rage after it all went down. He had gotten me kicked out of college and basically ruined my entire life. I lied to my parents and said I had gotten kicked out for bad grades, and they've been pissed and super disappointed in me ever since. I hate my life more than ever now, and all I could think about was how I could screw Kyle over just like he screwed me. Guys like him think they can do whatever they want, and I wanted to show him that he wasn't this untouchable alpha male who would get away with this too. After I was expelled, the dean called the police on me and they came to confiscate my laptop even though I had managed to avoid charges. It was so annoying, but luckily I had my laptop's entire hard drive backed up, so I still had access to Kyle's sleazy intimacy tape. I ended up uploading the footage to a revenge adult film site. I told the whole story in the caption as well. It was hilarious. After a few hours, it became the #1 most viewed video on the platform. It got over 1 million views in a day and I was cackling as I read the comments to myself. I'll be honest, I did pleasure myself to the video once or twice just as a F you to Kyle and his dumb beach. It was sort of an impulsive decision to post it, but I'm happy I did, and now I finally feel like I've fully gotten back at Kyle, and I hope he stumbles across his own video one day and cries himself to sleep. I posted the video with a VPN, so I'm 100% sure it can't get back to me and I won't get in any sort of trouble for it. At the end of the day, I'm happy I humbled a useless Chad like Kyle, and I think the world could use more people like me.